around. This is the last segment.
Yay!
I mean, damn, people.
Tough audience.
Oh, he's gone.
It's on the water.
Okay.
He's on the water.
Just make sure we're all good there. Cameraman says yes. Cameraman says yes. We're good. Welcome back, everyone, to This Is Your Life with Bradley Rollins. So, Brad, your daughters tell me that you always had a 5-year plan to leave Darwin. Well, just 32 short years later, you got out. Now here we all are, back on the Sunshine Coast. I'll now invite Brad's wife Deb up the front to share.
Okay.
Oh.
Stand right here if you like. Or behind
Be
in the
mindful of the
living.
camera view, sure.
In the living. Do you want me to chair or whatever? Wherever.
Is this where you got the phone instruction?
It's hiding.
Finally, the children.
Yes,
Music.
Brad met me in the early 80s when I was just mad about disco. So we'd go to the disco and dance. Brad had his own style. Disco boogie, it was not. Eventually he introduced me to other music genres, blues, such as Van Morrison, Joe Jackson, and Flock of Seagulls. You dig it? You're probably not likely to see Brad on the dance floor these days, but I catch him doing the Brad Star groove moves in the kitchen frequently. Yeah, baby, Brad pretty much had me at hello. That and his generous attitude towards money I found very alluring. Straight away, we put our gold checks together. What was his was mine, and what was mine, right? I have been raised to be very frugal with money, so I found Brad's ideology quite sexy. Whenever I'm deciding to buy between a cheaper item or a more expensive item, say a pair of shoes, Brad always says, honey, get what you want. In 10 years' time, you're not going to worry that you spend more money on the Jimmy Choos. What more could a girl want? Yeah, I knew I had found a wondrous husband in Brad. When I met Brad. Sorry. When it comes to money, I think he's actually a bit like Jesus. He can take a single amount of money, a fixed amount of money, and spend it over and over again. For example, if we're expecting a $1,000 tax return, he'll just start identifying purchases and say, that'll be covered by the tax return. That'll be covered by the tax return. That'll be covered by the tax return. He can do this 5 loaves, 2 fishes routine multiple times. It's a miracle, and I'm a believer. It could be said that this kind of behaviour is of an optimist, but Brad is most definitely a pessimist. His response to the question, is the glass half full or half empty? Is it half full? Of poison.
It's full of poison.
Recently, during the COVID period, Brad had enjoyed teasing me about stockpiling toilet paper. But Brad has his own, issues about supply and demand. He refers to them as backups. If Brad likes something, he buys backups. When we go glassware shopping, he'll buy several boxes of the same glass. Okay, glasses break, so that's wise, hey? But he'll buy 4 pairs of the same shoes in the same colour if the fit is right. Backups. Brad's stash is like the Costco warehouse. My Brad is a proud introvert, and he wears this characteristic like a badge, and as an excuse when it's needed. Brad spends an awful lot of energy coming up with excuses to get out of things that he's not quite comfortable to do. His most recent favourite is, I I can get a note from the doctor. Last heard telling the grandchildren when you want to get out, it's going down the slippery dip with them. Brad is a perfectionist, and this extends to his personal hygiene. I've always been impressed and grateful that I married a clean man. It can get a bit tedious at times. It's always me waiting for him to be ready when we're going out. No, I'm not saying that Brad's a mirror gazer. No. He just gets distracted. Frequently, I go down to the bedroom to find what is keeping him, and he's got, the sock drawer chipped out onto the bed, giving it a makeover. Mythbuster, the closet makeover is Brad's fixation, not mine. Brad is fastidious about packing, and he makes me look like a slob. Some examples are packing the suitcase, packing the car, packing the swimming pool bags. Look, me, I've got no concern for packing. Oh, lost it. No concern for packing. None whatsoever. Which is why he probably likes to leave me at home when he goes grocery shopping so he can orderly pack the grocery bag. Speaking of bags, I know that Karen has always been very intrigued to know what's inside Brad's man bag. Absolutely everything he could need in the day in the life of Brad. I took a peek inside there the other day and found this tiny, tiny little shoehorn. How cute. Individually wrapped toothpicks in their own little shoe. Bring your own drink coasters, a foldable stubby cooler, and a red Ferrari. A toy one. He says it's for the grandkids. What's really impressive is how neat and orderly everything is. Nothing is grubby in there. Oh, and of course, he has in its own little Ziploc pouch, those, have you seen these? The just add water hand towels. Oh, he just loves these items. Uses them all the time. Of course, a bulk supplier has been sourced to maintain his backup supply. It's really hard to be a snoopy wife with Brad. No matter how, he always seems to know when I've been in his stuff, no matter how hard I try not to disturb things. Even if I've just lifted the lid off his cigar humidor to have a sniff, he seems to know. It must be my fingerprints on the highly polished glossy box. Yeah. At 60, good one. At 60, Brad has confidence in himself. Brad is at his best when he's being Brad. Sure, he won't do what he doesn't want to do, and he's very creative at coming up with excuses not to. He does things his way. He grooves instead of boogies. And that's always been fine with me. And now, I'd like to reveal the answer to the very important question, what does Brad want in life? Girls? A toilet seat made out of gold!
Thank you very much for that, Deb. That was great. That was amazing and hilarious. I like the tiny shoehorn. Brad, come back on up. You can't see there.
As you
I would say the shadows, but it's the most part of the room at the moment. So. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you all missed him. Okay. You followed your daughters from Darwin to Queensland in 2016 after being apart from them for nearly 2 years. It's here on the Sunshine Coast that you've made a new fulfilling life for yourself, growing a garden, enjoying and participating in the lives of your 5 grandchildren, who we can hear right now. I'm sure they're having fun out there. And joining Toastmasters to become a professional speaker. I now invite Toastmasters President Colin McMahon to come up and share. Colin. Reveal yourself. just let it go. Let it go. It's good. Go on.
Is it on record?
I kind of like it on one there.
Still recording. It's great behind the camera, isn't it?
I need a hug. It's still good.
Not that close.
I've written some of that. Well, I'm Colin, in case I haven't caught up with everybody. Brad, happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's funny how things happen. I was thinking probably a couple of weeks ago that it would be really good to get to know Brad a bit better outside of Toastmasters. And lo and behold, an invitation comes around my inbox to attend Brad's 60th.
Well,
What do you
let's
reckon?
speak now.
Well, the surprise was really on me because as soon as I said yes, I was given a job.
That's how I roll, baby.
Okay. All right. I'm very pleased to be here today to surprise you for a change, Brad, and celebrate the 60th anniversary of your life. I can honestly say that I and all members of Toastmasters are grateful you joined our club, and our lives are richer for it. It is fair to say that you are a valued member of our club and you have a unique style. On our meeting nights, you are there before me and after me. I see you in the kitchen lending a hand. I just want to let you know that's noticed and appreciated. You have other talents.
To us.
I do not know anybody who can bring laughter to a meeting like Brad can, and you probably all aware of that. From the stories Brad has told me, he has left me wondering, is he really a reluctant traveller?
Yes.
Oh. Is his underwear really neatly ironed and folded and can double as a frisbee?
Doesn't everybody's?
And what's this about wicker? Has Brad an allergy to wicker? Or has he had a nasty experience with wicker? Giving it away. Brad, thank you for sharing some of your experiences with us. It has given us a glimpse into a life lived to date and a man of depth, understanding, and above all, timing. 60 years worth celebrating and putting into stories that I hope you will continue to share with us from time to time. And feel free to sprinkle us with more of that magic called humour that makes our lives lighter. Thank you, Brad, for being you and for turning 60, and for me and the club being able to together.
Thank you. Okay, back again. Okay, so we actually have my speech now. So, yeah, a little thing. But in full. I won't make my speech then. Fair forewarning, unlike everyone else who's practiced and rehearsed and actually memorised their speeches, I was unable to do that because my excuse is I had more to read. So I just want to say thanks to Brad. Usually when you meet your future father-in-law, you've been dating his daughter a while. Well, not me. No, I met Brad before I actually really got to know Kel. That's a fun interaction. And our first main interaction was when I was moving a washing machine for them. Brad has mentioned that story a few times. It didn't end well. There was water, lots of water. Not a great first impression. But Brad was calm. He didn't panic. He kept his cool. And despite the initial interaction, he still allowed me to marry his daughter. So, pretty grateful for that. Clearly a forgiving guy. I've always loved his humour, the quick wit, the love he has for his family, his steadfastness, and the amazing job he's done raising his two daughters. Those lessons will carry through the generations. Especially that home security one Kel mentioned earlier. I've already been on the receiving end of that. I too have been locked outside and able to get in because Kel has taught the children that you don't open the door to strangers. But our children, well, they've gone one step further. They don't answer the door to anyone. Ever. So, there I am, you know, outside, banging on the front door. The children only meters away in the living room, watching TV. I can hear them. I can almost see them through the curtain, through that little glass pane on the side. And here I am knocking. And they're just looking. So, you know, I feel like Kel might have passed on that home security wisdom maybe a little too well. So I can relate to your side of that story. It can be frustrating when it locks you out and don't answer. But ultimately, it's this lesson and so many others that you've installed which keep your family safe. And I've always admired the love you have for your family, and I'm so privileged to be a part of it. Thank you for welcoming me as your son and for being such an amazing dad and granddad. You've hit a milestone, but always remember, you're only as old as you think you are. So pick an age, and let's just celebrate you. This is the part where anyone else in the audience, if there's anything you'd like to say, just maybe come up and say a few words or anything, you're more than welcome to. The floor is now open to anyone who wants to say something. Don't all rush at once. Oh, here we go.
I'd like to say something on behalf
Come on up
of
here
Bernard.
to the camera.
Bernard has a bad back, waiting for an operation, and so he would have loved to have been here, but couldn't manage to not be recumbent for that length of time. He's got a fairly weak home he made, but he was in pain and he was currently using computer, which is nearly as bad as back pain. Happy birthday, Brad. From all my research, I've come up with the first about a bloke who spent time in the RAAF. They're a good bunch of blokes who have fun with all jokes. They expand on the other blokes' jokes. Now, Brad is the lad. I've learnt that he's glad from the way he enlightens his speech. And now that he's 60, that's way past his 50, he'll keep up his funny reproach. Happy birthday, Brad. Glad to have met up with you. Bernard.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyone else?
Yes, I'd love to pass these on if I may.
Come on up in front of the camera. Yep.
Right, Brad. All the members of the club
got it.
couldn't fit their stories and that went into one card. So you have 2 cards. And it was really challenging, but it was great when you rang in, not last meeting, but the meeting before, and said you couldn't come. Because then we were able to pass about your 60th birthday. And we thought we were going to do the same on Thursday night. And then we heard he could come. And we thought, oh, and then guess what? He wouldn't go home. And I had one of these cards to still get back from, you know, those lovely Rolands who are related to you. Those beautiful Roland members that we have. Would you believe it? There are 3 Rolands from one family. They're not related to Brad, and they're just beautiful young people who've joined our club. And Brad has adopted them. So when you get a chance, sit down and have a read, because each one of the members of our club think that you are just absolutely fantastic, and we all gain from having you as a member. So please keep coming, please keep giving us your humour, which we all just absolutely adore. So that's from your members.
Does anyone else would like to come up?
We are going to hear